If your money always runs out before the month does, this video will tell you exactly why. And I am not talking about not earning enough. I am not talking about big, unnecessary purchases. I am talking about something much quieter, much more damaging, and something nobody ever bothered to explain simply enough for ordinary people to actually fix. It has a name: lifestyle creep. And it is silently draining the finances of almost everyone around you right now, whether they know it or not. Here is what it actually means. Every single month, your spending quietly expands to fill whatever money you have available. Not in one big moment, in the smallest, most invisible ways imaginable. The airtime you topped up without thinking. The data bundle you bought because you ran out. The food you grabbed because you did not plan ahead. The small amount you sent to someone because they asked and you could not say no. None of those individual moments feel significant, but I did the hard work and researched this, so you do not have to. And what the data consistently shows is that small, untracked daily purchases account for up to 40% of most people's monthly spending. 40% gone, in amounts so small you never notice them leaving. Think about that for a second. Nearly half your money vanishing through purchases so small they felt invisible. That is not bad luck. That is a leak nobody showed you how to fix. And here is the truth that changes everything. Your money is not disappearing because you are irresponsible. It is leaking out through 100 tiny holes you have never stopped to look at. You cannot fix a leak you cannot see. So before anything else, you need to see it. Here is step 1. Free. Takes 10 minutes. Changes everything. Go through your last 30 days of spending. Every transaction, every mobile money transfer, every airtime purchase, everything, no matter how embarrassingly small. Do not judge it. Just look at it honestly, for the very first time in your life. Most people who do this are genuinely shocked, not because they find one big problem, but because they find 30 small ones that were always hiding in plain sight. And that awareness alone, just seeing it clearly, changes how you spend before you create a single rule. Now here is where it gets interesting. You have probably tried budgeting before, made a plan, wrote things down, told yourself this month would be different. Then life happened, and the whole thing collapsed by week 2. That is not a you problem. That is a system problem. Most budgets fail because they are built on restriction. They punish you for every small purchase. They make money feel like a war. You are constantly losing. And human beings are simply not built to sustain that kind of pressure long term. The budget that actually works is not built on restriction. It is built on intention. And the difference between those two things is the difference between failing every month and finally winning. Intention means you decide exactly where your money goes before it gets a chance to disappear. Not after, before. I researched dozens of budgeting systems, so you do not have to sit through hours of complicated finance content. And the simplest one that actually works for people starting from very little is called the 3-bucket method. Here is exactly how it works. The moment any money comes in, you immediately split it into 3 buckets, before you touch a single cent of it, before you buy anything, the moment it arrives. Bucket 1 is your needs, everything non-negotiable: food, transport, rent, anything that genuinely cannot wait. Aim for 60 to 70% of whatever comes in. Bucket 2 is your wants, the things that make life feel worth living: airtime beyond what you need, food from outside, entertainment, anything that makes you human. Aim for around 20%. Bucket 3 is your future, savings, emergency fund. Even if this is just 10% right now, even if the amount feels embarrassingly small, this is the only bucket working for you instead of against you, and it is non-negotiable. The most important rule of this entire system: split the money the moment it arrives, not after you spend some, not when you remember to, the moment it arrives. Because money without a purpose has already been spent, you just do not know on what yet. And here is the last piece, the one that ties everything together. Track every single purchase for 30 days. Not forever, just 30 days. Write everything down, even the smallest amount, especially the amounts that feel too small to write down. Here is what the research nobody told you about consistently shows. People naturally spend less just by watching themselves spend. The act of writing it down creates a tiny pause between the impulse and the purchase. And in that pause, something remarkable happens. You start making different decisions, not because you forced yourself, but because you could finally see clearly what had always been invisible. 30 days. That is all it takes to completely change your relationship with money. So here is everything in one place. Your money is leaking through small, invisible daily purchases that individually feel harmless, but together eat your entire month. The fix is not willpower. It is a system. Split your money into 3 buckets the moment it arrives: needs, wants, future. Track every single purchase for 30 days, not to punish yourself, just to finally see what has always been hiding from you. That clarity is where every financial glow-up begins, and it starts the moment you open your banking app and actually look. Subscribe, because next time we go even deeper. I'm going to show you exactly how to start saving, even when it genuinely feels like there is nothing left. Spoiler, there always is, and I will show you exactly where to find it. I am C. This is Financially Glowing. Budget it, save it, grow it.